All right, ladies and gentlemen, good evening. I'm Heidi Voigt, your morning anchor from NBC Connecticut, and I will be your mistress of ceremonies this evening. Thank you so much. It's really an honor to be here among you tonight. Tonight is a night of celebration. We're going to have fun, first and foremost. We're going to be inspired. We're going to be uplifted. And how appropriate that this is happening just 2 days after Easter, right? It is the season of hope and renewal, and that is what this is all about, is that hope for a new life, lifting each other up, living Coram Deo before the face of God. I have a very special woman to introduce now, Jody Davis, who I mentioned before. She is the executive director, founder, of course, and the executive director of Coram Deo Recovery. She has the passion to teach and empower women to believe for greater things. With almost 15 years of experience working in the field of addiction recovery, and with her own story of addiction and healing from childhood sexual abuse, Jody speaks across the state at recovery meetings, at church services, at public health forums, and secular organizations and companies where she shares her personal story and provides support for others going through addiction or who have family members ensnared in this ugly lifestyle. And ladies and gentlemen, please join me in welcoming Jody Davis.
Wow. Yeah, wow. I am so incredibly grateful to each and every one of you for being here tonight. So right now, I'm going to bring up my better half, John Davis, who has worked tirelessly with me. We did this together. This would not happen if it were not for him. So really, it's not true to say I'm the founder. It's really more effective to say that we are the founder. And yeah, so he's my other half, and I'm just so grateful for him. Yeah, thank you, John.
What Coram Deo does for these women is phenomenal. They give them hope. They help them discover their purpose and their value and their worth. And these women and these volunteers and these staff members need your support in this mission because so many of them have walked that road themselves, and who better to take their hands and lead them down this road. It is life-changing and life-saving work that they're doing, and it's so wonderful that you're all here tonight to support that.
Our vision is really to go statewide. We've got 6 houses, and that's great, but you know what? We don't really make a dent in it. Like, we don't even come close. In the last 10 years, we've become the largest and leading provider of transitional sober housing for women in the state of Connecticut. Not a mistake. You're not here by mistake tonight. God appointed this time. He appointed this to happen, and we're going statewide. And the question is, who's with us?
My appeal to you is this, and it's very, very simple. You don't know what you're doing. She does. Give your money to someone who does. There, that's it. I will explain this story. So, I was working with the homeless down in Los Angeles, and I was downtown LA, and I was talking to the mission down there, and when I left, I got a flat tire. Got a flat tire in the middle of Skid Row, Los Angeles. Now, my trunk, as it happens, would not open. It would not open because the Christmas before, we had a Christmas tree. It was stored in there, tied the rope around the lock, and when he hit a bump, it tore the lock out. We didn't know it. We closed the trunk, won't open. So it's been months, and I just didn't get it fixed. My fault. Downtown LA, flat tire, I think ran over a bottle or something. No way to get in, and I have $5 because I was going to Skid Row. I didn't take any money. Before credit cards and all the stuff. So, 2 homeless guys on the side, because I was right by the LA mission, said, "You need some help?" I said, "Well, yeah, I do." He said, "Bill here can break into your car." Bill had some skills, evidently. I said, "Well, all right." Bill goes into my back seat, pulls out the back seat, goes in through the trunk, and unlocks the car. He then takes my tire, changes my tire. I only have $5, and I feel just horrible because this guy's doing all this work, and he put my seat back. Don't feel bad, he did it. So, and he changed my tire, and all I've got is $5. But in the trunk of my car, for 5 years, is a bottle of bourbon. Got married 5 years before, we moved out to LA, and I don't drink. All right, beer and wine, but Jesus did that, so it's okay. So that's not drinking. But I don't drink, and so it's been tucked in a corner in the trunk of my car for 5 years. And it wasn't Bill, it was his friend, the guy that told me about Bill, brought out this bottle of bourbon and said, how about this? When I said I could only give him $5. And I said, sure. I went downtown to try to save people from the effects of alcohol, and I'm doing that by handing out bottles of bourbon to people downtown. And I realized on that day, I don't know what I'm doing.
Okay, so now we're going to have a few of our women are going to come up and share a little bit of their story. And so I just want you to welcome the women Valerie, Sarah, and Kara are going to come up and share a little bit of their story for us tonight.
So tell me a little bit about what was going on in your life when you landed on our doorstep. What was happening in your life beforehand?
Okay, I basically had 10 years clean. I relapsed.
How old were you when you started using?
11 years old.
Now tell me, how old were you when you started using?
13.
Now, how do you even know at 13 what heroin is?
My mother was the first one that handed me my needle. I never knew what it was. I always called it my mom's medicine. And I just kind of one day during some circumstances, she said, here, and she put it in my arm. And that happened from 13 to 17. And the reason she handed me the drug was to make sure that it would help me depress what was going on with these men that she was making me do things with.
I had over 14 years clean and sober, and due to a domestic violence relationship, I lost custody of my kids, and I relapsed very hard. I went on an 11-month binge. During that time, I lost my house. I lost me. I lost hope. I just think I just didn't want to live anymore. And then on Mother's Day of 2015, I was at work in Middletown waitressing, and I realized I wanted to get clean again. 2 weeks ago, I was offered a job at CHR as a full-time recovery support specialist. With a little help from some friends, but that's my dream job.
You know, she's always been a great mom, but, you know, she's just, she's on track, and she's really trying hard, and I'm very proud of her.
So thank you, all ladies.